Hey, does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 furnace install company for sailors because they know the value of a warm port. And they sing, there was a ship who fought the cold, who sailed the sea with a furnace load. She brought the heat to YEG and her name was Legacy. Through icy wind and winter squall, her fire she burned for one and all with a comfort chugging guarantee, and her name was Legacy. No payments, no. Yep, no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. Don't trust just any ports in a winter storm. Trust Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
.11:01, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and Mackenzie the intern with you here at the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Lots to get to on this show today. Of course, we'll talk some Oilers, talk some World Baseball Classic, some Paralympics. States got us again. NBA, NFL, so much going on. Of course, we've got some pools that we're going to get going shortly. We'll provide you the information on that as well. And Fantasy Frenzy, as always, is brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay them a visit. Tell them we say hello. Talk some Cowboys. Talk some Oilers with the staff there. We can reach us, 1-833-401-1440, or via email, Connor at sports1440.ca and Brandon at sports1440.ca as we bring in Brandon Douglas, a.k.a. the Duke. Brandon, good morning. How was the weekend?
Connor, it was a very busy weekend. I am quite sore. I'm tired, but battling through this Monday schedule. Out in Manville, playing in the annual rec hockey tournament there. The Manville Arena, home of the Hawks, and back-to-back champions. Now this team that I've been lucky enough to be a part of. Great group of guys, led by our savvy veterans, TJ and Scoggy. Brothers Roland, Cam, Rabbit, three midget players, or I guess U18 players, excuse me, as they're called, including our goalie this year, pressed into duty on the big stage, rookie action. Aaron, Ty, yeah, really fun group. Give them a little love here this morning as we went back to back. Maybe people were saying it might be the first time ever.
What is the level of competition in this tournament?
It can get a little dicey at times. Just like, take your pick of any beer league game you've ever been to where it's all pretty solid players. There's no really bad players. There's a couple exceptionally good ones. And yeah, sometimes someone's like, hey, why are you defending me so hard? Why are you trying so hard? Why are you taking slap shots when you're not supposed to be taking slap shots? There's some barbs traded back and forth, and I have seen a fight there before. Not this year, thankfully. At least none of the games I was playing in.
Groff says, that a boy Duke, I'm a Manville Hawk alum. So there you go.
Way to go.
I like that. Well, congratulations to you and the boys.
And then I came back and played for the Tropics last night at 6:00 at the Drake. Maybe our last game ever at the Drake. Because it's closing for Renos next season, and I don't know if we will be back there for beer league hockey upon its reopening.
And the Trops might go under.
Well, you never know. I might go under. At this rate, I might not be playing hockey in another full calendar year.
seemed like everything was happening this weekend. I saw people curling. I saw, you were about playing puck. There was some sort of concert Saturday night. Everyone was wearing like goggles. Seemed snowboard attire.
Was it a rave?
I think so, yeah. I think it was Deadmau5, but I'm not positive. Not positive on that one. But
Deadmau 5?
Deadmau 5, as he's known in other circles. I can't guarantee it, but it looked like a good time. A lot of fun. I bought a new phone this weekend, Duke.
Really?
So if anybody wants an old iPhone 14, let me know. I'll give you a good deal.
What did you get?
An iPhone 17.
Oh, you and I are the same now.
We're twinning now, but I don't have a case.
Oh, it's risky.
I had a really, I was saying it, and Doug, our engineer, walked past. He's just like, we have like half a dozen cell phone case stores in the mall. Like, yeah, very well said. Very well, well taken. Good point. But I ordered mine off Amazon, and I went through a whole issue this weekend. I got some Amazon gift cards for Christmas, activated them. They didn't go to my account. Long story short, I had to reach out to Amazon and be like, hey, what's going on here? They said, oh, it went to a different account. Log in with your phone number.
Someone else has your money.
Well, I wish. No, I don't wish that, actually. But I had to log in via my phone, like with my phone number instead of my email. And then all of a sudden, there it was. But on that account, I don't have Prime. Could have signed up for a free trial. Didn't do so. Hence, I'm now rocking a phone with no case for a couple days till the new case arrives.
I did the same thing because, like you, I went the Amazon route instead of one of those, as Doug said, dozen stores in the mall where you could get one. But I was like, nah, that ain't me. I tried to get one from the actual retailer where I got my phone. And I was looking at them on the wall, and the price were just preposterous. I got one off Amazon for like $12.
That's what I did too. Now, I also bought a video game, Call of Duty. So when I start getting the Twitch
newest Call of Duty?
I don't think so. It was $54, so I can't imagine it was the newest one.
Sale.
It might have been on sale. I don't even know which one it was. Black Ops 7?
I was going to say Black Ops. I think that came out when I was a kid, when I was like in junior high.
Well, there's more than one.
Yeah, I know, but I
said 7.
You just said, but you hadn't said that first, so that's where my confusion came from. Like, oh, Connor, let me tell you, that is not the newest game.
You didn't like my hesitation there?
No.
Well,
pause for dramatic effect.
Black Ops 7. Well, I'll see what happens when it arrives here. I'll let you guys know. I'm sure everyone's really curious. Quick little note for you. Szymanski between puck goals and Kapanen at practice today. Draisaitl not practicing. Savoy on the wing with McDavid, and the RNH Dickinson Rosovic trio is together. So there's a little update from Oilers practice. Duke, the big news breaking, I don't even know, 30 minutes ago perhaps, the NHL announcing that Calgary, Edmonton, and Prague will be hosting the World Cup of Hockey. It's going to be an expanded 8-nation tournament, February of 2028, with one pool, obviously the European side being taken part in Prague, which is interesting because it's in the middle of the season. So they're going to have some teams fly over to Europe. It's not the worst thing. Play their games there and then fly back to Edmonton. With the O2 Arena in Prague. It'll be their field of the round robin. And then Edmonton and Calgary, of course, going to host the games here in our province. Scotia Place will be ready, Duke. So 2 world-class facilities. As I look at O2 Arena, it is a 20,000 capacity multi-purpose indoor venue. So, now let's say it's in London. I got to check out.
That's a different O2 Arena, Connor.
They should give it a slightly different name like we do here with Rogers.
I know they have played hockey at the O2 Arena. The Ducks and Kings played there for 2 games, I want to say in 2007 or 8 to open a season.
This one is a multi-purpose arena in Prague. Ice hockey, it holds 17,383, which I will bet you will be sold out. That's awesome. I mean, it was pretty obvious to see that the world needs best-on-best hockey. The attention that it generates for the sport. Now, Canada's down. Men's, women's, sledge. We got to bounce back in 2028, no doubt about it. But Duke, probably the NHL, the NHLPA, and I don't know how they did not know that it would be this popular, but it started with the 4-nation face-off. Everyone loved it. You had a bunch of other teams that weren't represented probably clamoring, we got to get back at this. We saw it at the Olympics, getting a chance to see Leon Draisaitl throw on their jersey, wear the C, other players of that sort. And now they're going to do this 8-team tournament. It sucks it's 2 years away, but I mean, I think we're all happy that it is going to happen. Duke, do you like doing it mid-season?
Yeah, I do. And it comes with more inherent risk, obviously, with injuries and how it can impact teams. We saw that from the Olympics serving as a big example this season. But there's something about teams being or players being at full speed, right? By the time you get to fair, and I think maybe for them it helps break the season up a little bit, right? We talk about the dog days of an 82 game campaign, and all of a sudden these games in the end of January where half the markets it's minus 20 degrees Celsius at best when you're rolling into the rink or off the plane. That can drag a little bit. So to have something to look forward to midseason for the players as well as the fans, yeah, I like that idea a lot. I'm also not entirely opposed to doing it at the start of the year like we saw the last time we had the World Cup, right? Because that was in August in 2016.
Yeah.
I just think you're not necessarily going to see the best on best, if you catch my drift there, because listen, guys train year round now. They're never off the ice for maybe more than a week or two in the summertime, barring injuries. But so they're always up to speed, but chemistry with players, things like that, I think in season is the best spot for it.
I think so too. Having them ready to go here. And I think when you have it in September, some people might look at it from afar like, oh, it's kind of we're getting ready for the season with this event. These guys are going to be ready to go. Now, I'll be interested to see how it will, how big of a break they will do. It's going to be 17 games. So like we heard it this year, and I've heard multiple people talk about it, Duke, around the NHL. Like, this is a weird season because you're not used to having so many condensed games. And, with that comes the risk of injury, especially for those guys that did travel over to Italy and take part in the games. So I'm curious to see how that'll be handled. But at the end of the day, I don't think any player cares. Like, they all want to see it. You all want to see it. Even if you're not playing in it, you get a little break and then you get a chance to maybe watch your team. I think it's really cool. And I'm fired up to see what this Scotia Place looks like. I don't know how far they are along the process. I know sometimes Ryan Pike from Flames Nation does videos and shows the update on it. But if it's anything like our arena, it'll be like, oh, it's closed, and then all of a sudden, in a really quick time frame, it's done. Like, it comes together quick once they get on the inside and everyone's working on it, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to this one for sure.
So, Connor, let me phrase this to you because it already came up both off the air out at the bar amongst you and other Stingray employees, as well as in the studio between Carius and I. Cost. We have to think tickets will be expensive. Would you rather, as an Edmontonian, a lifer in this city, take a little few-day trip down to Calgary, spend a few nights in Cowtown, check out their new arena, and watch some round-robin games rather than shell out whatever the cost we would expect, higher cost for a semifinal or final game here in Edmonton?
I think I would probably stay home. I don't want to go to Calgary. As I get the bird from Josh. I don't know, Duke. I'd love to go check it out. I'd actually love to go see a game at the Saddle Dome because I haven't seen a game at the Dome yet either.
You've never been to the Saddle Dome?
No.
Oh, you're missing out. That place rocks.
Apparently. I don't know. Like, I don't love anything about Calgary. And this is not, I'm not taking a shot. This is not a shot.
Sounds like a shot.
I love the city's location to the mountains. Like, I get, that would be pretty cool. But I don't have any like restaurants in Calgary I'd love to go see.
That's just because you don't live there. Like, you have to get some recos from Josh or other
I've
Calgarians.
been to Calgary. I went to Labor Day for like 12 straight years.
Yeah,
no place stuck around.
You have no recollection of those events. You could have had the best meal of your life. You wouldn't remember because you drank 24 Brewhouse Primes.
You don't know this. Maybe accurate. Actually, we'd always go to the little restaurant on the top of the tower.
Fancy boy.
But we'd usually just have like a crown.
Just go there for a drink.
Go for a drink.
Cocktail hour.
Get out of there a little early. But I don't know. I mean, heck, I'm not opposed to it, Duke. If I can, I wouldn't be spending money anyways. I'm going to be applying for a press pass and see if I can get in that route. I'd go down there. Yeah, I'm not going to get it, of course. What would you rather do?
I think I would take a little trip down to Calgary. I'm not as anti-Calgary as many Edmontonians because I didn't grow up here, so that built-in rivalry. Like, I grew up right between the two. Half my friends were Oilers fans, half my friends were Flames fans. Ditto for the Eskimos and the Stampeders. It was very torn, and there I was just sitting there with my Ducks jersey on, looking a fool the whole time. Now, listen, I've lived in Edmonton a long time now at this point, going back to my university days. I have an affinity for the city. I love it here, but I also don't have this ill will towards Calgary that many others do around YEG.
I mean, here's the thing, though. For the cost. If I just want to see the new barn, I just go to like
Calgary San Jose game.
well, that might be tough with Celebrini these days.
Good point.
Who's what's the worst, last team you want to watch?
The Leafs.
yeah, right. I'm not getting a ticket to that one.
Minnesota? Well, no, Minnesota's good.
Yeah, but they're still boring.
But yeah, by 2028, the Canucks might still be really bad. Probably will be.
Would there
Honestly,
be some,
so the Flames probably will be too.
Would there be some Vancouver transplants that potentially boost the price?
I think you'd be able to get a pretty cheap ticket, I think.
Those people just would be so sour they have to live in Calgary, coming from Vancouver. They always brag about their city, how great it is. Beerman is all in on the World Cup of Hockey 2028. Beerman, will you be working it? That's a great way to get in. MTR says, does Duke work for Tourism Calgary? Cram it, pal. Were you hyping it up a little bit?
I don't think so. I just said I would do it. I go to Rogers Place all the time. I want to go check out the new rink.
Wouldn't it be funny if...
And it's like a little mini vacation.
It'd be so funny if Calgary Tourism came on board as a sponsor.
That would actually be a great troll.
And we got to start promoting things to do in Calgary. Take a stroll down there, the Bow River Valley. It's beautiful this time of year. Have you ever been to Stony, Dakota? It's only a quick 30-minute hop outside the city. 45 hour? Josh doesn't know. There's a steakhouse in Calgary called HYS, Heis. Every text that comes in here, I just side-eye Josh and get his thoughts on it. Lenny says it might be cheaper to go to Prague. Sweden's games, including air, hotel, and tickets, were less than tickets only for the lower bowl last time it was in Toronto for the World Juniors, as he went to Sweden.
And hey, then you get the benefit of, a real holiday going overseas, probably for the most part being somewhere you've never been before. I think even the most anti-Calgary Edmontonians have been to Calgary before, seen it, decided they don't like it, and moved on. Maybe a chance to go see beautiful Prague, spoken of very highly by individuals I know that have been there or are from the area.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think.
Great history.
From what I've seen. Yeah.
Great beer.
Maybe great cuisine as well. But do they have Boston pizza?
I saw Boston pizza in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, but I think it was some knockoff. I think it was called Boston's Pizza, actually. It was on the side of the road on our bus ride from the resort into Playa. I was like, that's where we should be going for lunch.
Come get the brat sandwich. It's just a little bit different. Husk says, CH, I'm going to Calgary after staying there for ski trips. I learned it's a great city. Downtown Calgary is awesome. I went to the Saddle Dome for a Condors game. Great atmosphere. That's actually a good idea, like a cheaper way to get in. Yeah, I've got no problem with Calgary. Like I said, I went to Labor Day for years, had a lot of fun. For the most part, people were cool. Obviously, we were wearing green and gold, so we heard it a little bit, but yeah, we was at a good time, but just nothing stands out to me. Concrete says we're being poured. Oh, down in Calgary from Mike? Okay. Patty says, I lived in Calgary for 10 years. Went to lots of games at the Saddle Dome. It sucks. The concourse is so narrow you can't walk. Caesar's Calgary downtown is a great restaurant, though. Well, I mean, we had a pretty tight concourse, too, when we had Rexall, or the Coliseum. Something about that, though. I had great memories from that old barn. Josh, can you throw the mic on? I want to ask you, because your life, well, most of your life, a good chunk of your life, you've been all over the province, but you lived in Calgary for a good bit.
I lived in Calgary for the equivalency of 2.5 years. Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
I went there after high school though. So I was 18 already.
Best Saddle Dome memory.
Best Saddle Dome memory. So funny thing, went to the Saddle Dome for the first time when I was 5, and I didn't go again until last February for a Roughnecks game, which was very fun.
So you've been there twice.
Yeah. And I've been trying to find a weekend for a long time to just go down to the Dome before the new place is installed. So that's a next season thing, unfortunately.
So our Calgary resident insider spent 2.5 years there.
Yeah, but I went to a lot of places.
It's the best we can do.
It's the best we can do.
Dude, how many times have you been to Saddle Dome? More than Josh?
How many? You said 2 times?
But at least 2 times. Yeah, I've probably been there more, but
what do you mean probably?
Listen, when I
This
was
is binary. This isn't a
no,
spectrum.
so the
Mentally or physically?
the first time I remember going to the Dome was when I was 5. I don't remember going again until I was 20. So there's 15 years in there where I could have done something at the Dome and I don't remember.
By the sounds of it, I've been to the Saddle Dome more
Oh
times
yeah,
than Josh.
All right.
probably.
We should just.
And does it count if I'm in there in the summertime, like during Stampede?
Here's the thing.
Dip in there to watch Super Dogs.
When Commonwealth shut down, we talked about our favorite or not Commonwealth. The Coliseum shut down. We talked about our memories. People had some good stories. I thought Josh might have a couple good ones.
No, so when we went to that Roughnecks game, my mom was with her friends, and it was a big group of us, and they got pretty liquored. And there was this.
Your mom.
It was the first time she'd seen them in a while, so they were having fun. And there was this the seat attendant or whatever, the person that stands at the stairs to like, oh, you can't go yet, like balls in play, whatever. So girl standing there, she's probably about my age, and her friends just like keep looking over at me and they're like, hey, you're single, right? I was like, uh-huh. They're like, why don't you go talk to her? I'm like, I'm not going to talk to that girl. I'm here to watch lacrosse and not go hit on that girl. And they're like, okay. And they just get up and go over and talk to her and start pointing at me. I'm like, this is god awful. This sucks.
So you've only had bad experiences.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure the Flames won the game that we went to when I was 5.
Probably not.
But I remember falling asleep in the back of the View on my way home. That's what I remember, under the Spider-Man blanket.
All right, Duke. How about you? Best memory from Saddle Dome?
Last spring, 2 springs ago, when Donovan was the intern, right? I went down to a Tuesday night game with my sister's boyfriend. He's a Flames fan. I'm a Ducks fan. He got tickets for us. I think it was my Christmas present, and just got like blackout drunk at the game. Essentially went to the casino afterwards, then kind of got lost trying to find our way back to the hotel. It was a Tuesday night. It was fun.
It's not bad.
I drank a lot of beers. A lot of, what do they call the dome foam?
So that's what I need to get down there for next season. Hopefully, maybe I'll be able to do it like once a month. Get down there.
Hopefully. I got lost in Calgary too, Duke.
I think everyone gets lost in Calgary. Downtown Calgary?
Then I saw a guy getting bullied, and I tried to step in, and I got slapped.
You've told me this
Yeah,
story
and I was
before.
like, well, back to the hotel for me.
But-
Stampede's crazy.
Hold on. So you went to the Labor Day Classic
Tons.
12 years in a row, basically.
Yeah. I saw them win twice.
How many times did you go to Nick's, which is literally right across the street?
That's where you worked?
That's where I worked.
Never. Because I didn't know it existed. Because down like Motel Alley,
Mhm.
we would stay at the first one.
Yeah.
It's like $40 a night. And then right across the street, there was a BP's, and then there was a McDonald's.
Yeah.
So we would either go to BP's or we'd Uber downtown.
Yeah. And then there was like Phil's Diner or whatever it was. Yeah.
But we would never head the other direction. So I never knew it existed.
So if anyone makes a trip down to Calgary, I highly recommend going to Nick's. Good pizza. It's a steakhouse as well. And the portions are huge. Get the spaghetti and meatballs. You will feed your family of 5 for 2 days.
The furthest we would go is to the bridge that crossed the road, and there was a DQ.
Right next to Smoke's Barbecue Pit.
Sometimes you grab a blizzy because the Eskimos at the time just got whooped and it sucked, and you have a huge 3-hour drive home and depressed.
It's a tough beat.
Got to get some ice cream. We'll take a quick breaker. When we come back, more text 1-833-401-1440.
With the lead up to the playoffs underway, players are definitely stepping up their game.
And the fans are doing the same. Simple snacks like chips and dip may work at the front half of the season, but now more and more fans are rocking the Wilhauk beef jerky for game time get-togethers.
Just make sure you bring enough for everyone if you want to be invited back for the playoffs.
Make your next hockey game day a Will Hockey game day with Wilhauk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win games with salad.
5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints, are excited to be back on the ice at the brand new Thompson Family Arena. Be part of the action and enjoy some of the best Junior Hockey Canada has to offer by experiencing a Saints game for your next outing. Tickets range from $10 to $17 with free parking and some of the best food and drink specials in town. For more information on tickets and how you can become a partner, go to sgsaints.ca.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers. The next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
At Fountain Tire, the savings come in threes. Up to 25% off select tires, a mail-in rebate of up to $100 off a set of 4 select tires, and $50 off $150 service. We're basically the BLT of savings until April 25th. Restrictions apply. Book today.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at hughescarwash.com.
Ah, yes, Alberta in March. Green beer and slushy roads. Where the only thing worse than the roads is trusting them. If your brakes are squealing louder than a pub on game night, or your shocks feel like they found potholes instead of a pot of gold, it's time to go to Napa Auto Parts. With over 85 locations in Alberta, Napa has the quality parts, tools, equipment, and know-how to keep your ride smooth and feeling confident. More than lucky. Visit your local store today or visit online at napacanada.com. That's Napa Know-How.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
Like we always do with this time.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:27. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and intern Mackenzie with you here. Sports 1440 Studios in West Edmonton Mall. Text line 1-833-401-1440. This segment brought to you by elksnation.ca, 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger breaking down the green and gold. It's the most in-depth W football coverage you're going to find out there. You can follow them on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast from, or check out the articles. All the information, elksnation.ca. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. Duke award season. Was it the Oscars last night?
The Academy Awards.
Academy
98th
Awards.
annual, I think.
Any of those movies you've seen?
Not a one of them.
You didn't see Sinners?
I didn't.
No, me neither. Heard it's good, though.
I think about that every year, and I do think it's changed a little bit more recently compared to, 10 years ago when I was aware, like just more conscious of this and the movies that are up for these awards. I feel like 10 years ago, I had not even heard of most of the movies that were up for Best Picture and then, the individual performances. Now, but then you go back and read the list of winners from longer ago, and you're like, I know all these movies. I've seen all these movies.
Yeah.
It almost kind of seems like it's pushing back towards that direction where you're getting legitimate, I don't know if blockbuster is the right thing, but like big name productions being up for these awards, like Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. He's like one of the it guys in Hollywood. Leo was in the one that ended up winning. What was it called? Best of the Way. No, I can't remember. But it won Best Picture. And Canadians had a couple wins as well in some smaller categories. So shouted them out.
Marty Supreme won nothing.
Nothing.
The ballet community loves it.
People, why was ballet dogged in that movie?
No, I think the actor
Timothy
Chalamet said something about he didn't like ballet or something, and people got mad.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened.
Heaven forbid he have an opinion.
Right.
I don't know. I just saw people dancing on.
If I know anything about people, Connor, they love to get mad about stuff.
It's true. You're really right. You've never been more right. We're taking texts on Prague and Calgary right now. 1-833-4-1-1440.
Here's a poll question for all Edmontonians. Where would you rather live? You just had to be immediately transplanted there with no prep time. So, aka, learning another language. Calgary or Prague?
I think I'd go Calgary, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd still like to see my friends and family. So
right.
Being 3 hours down. And then, I got like my best man at my wedding. One of my best friends. I categorize my group of like my best friends. So I don't want to put one above the other. But he moved to Calgary and he's doing hikes on weekends, going out to, check out the mountains all the time. You got to like that. Now we do have Jasper, but it's a bit of a drive. He's just going out to do his thing out there. That would be pretty cool. Can't knock that. Mr. Maris says, best Saddle Dome memories, 95-96 season. They had $9 nosebleed seats. An average attendance around 12,000. We went to 20 or so games and always sat in the primo seats. The next year, it went up to $11. Saw the Oilers win 10-1 in Calgary. Saw Wayne play for the Blues as well. Nice. That's actually pretty awesome. RBS says, I took my Flames friend who had never been to the Dome to the game that Smith fought Talbot. Absolutely insane. I've been many times, but I assume my buddy who had never been will never beat that. Oh, yeah. I remember that game for sure, as I'm sure all of you do. I was at a bar for actually my friend who went to Calgary's birthday, and a bunch of guys went out for a smoke. And as soon as the fight started, we like yelled at them, get back in here. So like threw their darts, ran back in just to watch the fight. Great moments. Patty and Spruce, who also lived in Calgary, went to Prague in 2022. There's a bar there that delivers you a little beer on a train. The little train runs through the entire restaurant. It's called Viptopna Railway Restaurant. Viptopna? Yeah, that's pretty cool. My son has a little train set, and it's kind of fun. I get why people get into trains. I might get into model trains one day. Lon says he'd rather die than live in Calgary. The hatred runs deep. Could the World Cup of Hockey in Edmonton be Sid's last ride in a Team Canada jersey?
It's very possible.
Well, he'll be 40. Sydney and I are the same age, so I'll also be 40. Might even be 41, depending on when the tournament happens in February. Yeah, I don't know. That could be. I feel like, Duke, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, when I'm watching Sidney Crosby, I've never been like, it's his athleticism that makes him elite. I think just the way he sees the game, he doesn't seem to have any weakness. He's always in the right spot. If his athleticism declines, his IQ of the game goes up, so he can compensate for those things. I mean, at some point, Sidney's going to have to retire, obviously, but I think he could probably stretch it out for a few more years if he so chooses. And he has to stay healthy, obviously, this latest injury. If that were to be the first of a couple, that's not good. But in 2028, I could see him throwing on the Maple Leaf one more time. What do you think?
Oh, I think so for sure, especially when you look at the level he continues to play at now, what are we, 37, 38 years old. He's still one of the very best players in the league. And you're right, Connor. Like he's not this dynamic player in the sense of watching Connor McDavid or even Nathan McKinnon, where it's a dash up ice where he leaves 9 other players in his dust. Right now, he's obviously incredibly skilled and is a great skater and all the IQ. He's probably the best player of his generation in so many different elements. But he also plays the game like a grinder, right? In terms of how he works hard and does all the little things right, and defensively, face-off winning. All those things are ones that you kind of say, all right, if he loses a step, at 40 years old, is that going to make him an ineffective player anymore? My inclination is no, because of everything you listed about how well he thinks the game and how smart he is. And then you tack onto that how hard he works, that if he loses a step, it's not going to be because of lack of commitment to the sport anymore. We know, we've seen it firsthand that is unparalleled or very near unparalleled as a professional hockey player. So I at this point, if you had to ask me today, I would be more surprised if Sidney Crosby was not playing for Team Canada at this World Cup than if he were.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a point per game player, 27 goals on the season. Injury is going to hamper that number for sure. Last year, he was a -20. This year, he's +1. Obviously, kind of goes hand in hand with the Penguins team. But, yeah, he can just feels like he could keep on going if he wants. His career's incredible, too, Duke. Like, no issues. Just a hockey player. Shows up, does his thing, and don't know much about him other than he's really good at hockey, which is kind of cool and rare in the social media age. MTR says, I went to a Metallica concert at the Saddle Dome in 2028. It got delayed because I couldn't set up the stage correctly because of the dumb roof. The place stinks. Yeah, the roof is unique. It works for Calgary. The Real Duke says that, I think this is Jager, has a sports bar in Prague. Or Jaeger.
Well, I would assume so.
Maybe it's Jägermeister has an official sports bar. But Jager.
Is that a German company?
Well, we're still worldwide. That's cool. I wonder what his jerseys all over the place. And he officially announced his retirement, did he not?
Yeah.
The one more year? What an absolute legend. I wonder, he's a lifer, obviously. He's got to be involved in management of something.
Well, he owns the team.
Oh, yeah.
Glad no.
Think he'll come back to North America?
No.
Me neither. Beerman says, I went to the Dome for a regular season game in 89. Flames would win the cup that year, but hadn't won yet. Gretzky was gone, and it was awful. I'm supporting my Oiler jersey, and we were getting killed. The one guy just busted my balls all night long. I look up at the roof and yelled to him, where do you keep your Stanley Cup banners? We keep ours on the roof. Shut him up. He was so mad. That's a good retort. But they got theirs. Man. Matt and the Duke is just hitting me with puns right now. He said that the games in Prague are sure to be tight checking games. So I sent him a Justin Timberlake stare, and then he said that came through just in time. Very well done. We'll take another break here. When we come back, a few more texts. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Do you sit around at work listening to sports radio all day? That's right, my friend. There's no shame in it. It's the good life. And we're not here to snitch. Say, if your company advertised on Sports 1440, you could be the one listening for your company's ad every day. Now you've got an excuse to listen to Sports 1440 all day. It's part of the job. Sounds like someone's getting a promotion. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca and let's get to work for you.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
When my husband and I said until death do us part, I never expected to find myself at the doorstep of divorce. I was facing an uncertain financial future, expensive lawyer bills, and most importantly, I was concerned for the well-being of my kids. My spouse and I turned to Fairway Divorce Solutions for help. Fairway walked us through a step-by-step process, allowing us to develop a clear roadmap to resolve financial concerns and provide a proactive co-parenting strategy. It helped us avoid chaos and courtrooms.
For a no-cost consultation, visit fairwaydivorce.com.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
It's happened again, and construction season is coming soon. Job delayed, money lost, and clients disappointed because your rigging failed and it wasn't inspected. Don't let this happen to you. Have your lifting slings, fittings, hoisting tools, and safety harnesses checked with Titan Supply. Titan Supply offers certified on-site and in-house rigging inspections and service, so they can repair it, replace it, and recertify it. Titan Supply in Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary, and at titansupply.ca. Lift, dig, haul.
What's some non-Nissan drivers here?
Nightmarish flurries out of the Northwest today, looking like a horror movie.
What Nissan drivers here?
It's a glorious day out there.
Get a Nissan Kicks S all-wheel drive for $398 monthly at 2.9% with $0 down. Built, tested, and trusted to conquer Canada's harsh winters. Visit Nissan.ca for details. 60 months, conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It is Monday. Haven't heard this song in a while. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online, wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Duke, quickly, I just want to say happy birthday to my mom.
Shout out.
Don't think she's listening, but if you are, Mom, happy birthday.
Well, now you can tell her to go back and listen on the podcast to hear her.
Check out the podcast. Yesterday, we got her a gift card and some chocolates and all that. And I also bought her the hockey, like the Olympic jersey shirt thing. Sidney Crosby.
Nice.
She's a huge Sid fan. I think she almost cried when she saw it.
So that's a good son.
Hopefully Sid can represent Canada one more time. But I just want to get that in there. We also should mention that we have the, what do we call this? Pending sponsor Fantasy Frenzy March Madness bracket 2006, right?
2006?
2026.
Okay.
If anybody wants to be the sponsor, let me know.
I also just call it the bracket challenge.
The bracket
for shorthand.
The thing is, the name is
so Sports 1440 Fantasy Frenzy Bracket Challenge 2026, presented by insert your name here.
It's a working title.
Yeah.
So if any company wants to be the voice of the sponsor, let us know. You got the info, Duke?
Oh, Cons, I got the details. So March Madness Selection Sunday yesterday, Connor. The bracket is there. You can fill out your bracket today. 4-1 seeds, pretty good clubs. Vandy, maybe a little underseeded at 5 in their region, but otherwise pretty chalk, I think, for the most part. Declan, most happy to note, Miami of Ohio got in, and Auburn did not. So that's good. If you want to enter this bracket challenge, you fill out your bracket for if you've never done this before. You just pick a winner of the games all the way through to the eventual national champion, and it's $10 to enter. E-transfer those $10 to Brandon at sports1440.ca. Half of the pot is going to the Ben Stelter Foundation. The other half of the pot will go to our winner, our champion. Experience, knowledge, basketball IQ, not a prerequisite for entering. You can essentially guess your way to winning this, as proven by the fact that 2 confirmed non-ball knowers, Eddie Steele and Donovan Paulson, have won each of the last 2 years. And both actually donated their winnings back, but they would have taken home, I think it was $200 and $250. I think we had 40 and 50 people in each of the past 2 seasons. So it's been a slow start for entries so far, so we want to ramp it up here. We're taking entries through the end of Wednesday's show because obviously tips off Thursday morning. The Madness does from across the United States. So one more time, $10, Brandon at sports1440.ca. Include your email in the memo line so then I can send you the link to enter the pool or enter our pool with your bracket. Clear as mud.
Absolutely. I got to get you to read because I'm struggling with words and numbers today, apparently. MTR says I said his text is his Metallica concert in 2028 and not 2008. And now I called it 2006 and not 2026. Well, if you think I messed it up, just assume you're right. And yeah, having trouble with numbers, apparently. That happens, Duke. It's well documented. Text line is 1-833-401-1440. Should let you know coming up next here on the station. It will be the Lowdown with Low Tide. It'll have Rachel Krychek and Jason Greger on the program along with Declan Kruger. And then from 2 till 6, it is the Jason Greger Show. We're just kind of finishing the guest list up for today's episode, but Todd Marchant looks like he's going to join us off the top of the show.
Ducks legend.
Absolutely. Oilers legend. What a goal against the Dallas Stars. We'll talk about that and the Sharks, of course, where he's working. Sean Brown will be by, and then we'll have Kevin Woodley, and we'll also talk to Speck. We've got the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate and a whole lot more. So keep it locked here on Sports 1440 throughout the day. Lots to get to. Oh, and Dave McCarthy's going to join us as well because he's going to join us today instead of tomorrow because the Leafs play and it kind of messes up his timing. Now, we did get a text here. Thought it was about Caleb Johnson.
It was. It's from E-Town Man.
E-Town Man. Hey, boys. Is Caleb Johnson going to be a factor in Pittsburgh this year? For those who don't know, Caleb Johnson will be entering his second season out of Iowa. We're in his third year. He really burst onto the scene. I like him, Duke. I really do. But they went out and signed Rico Dowdle. That kind of shows you that they wanted to upgrade the position. I think Jalen Warren will be popular on that team once again. I think Caleb Johnson might get some opportunity, but he might have to work his way up and might be in case of injury.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. But I do like the player. I just think it might be a year or two away still.
Yeah, I think people had some really high hopes for him coming into the Pittsburgh backfield this year because you looked at what the Steelers currently had. They obviously moved on from Najee Harris, and then you have Jalen Warren, who has had, medium, fluctuating levels of success there. But then Kenneth Gainwell really just took over the job and didn't relinquish it. He essentially was the driving force of this offense that at times didn't have much of an ability to move the ball downfield. So between him running it, screen passes, stuff like that, Gainwell was a big part of it. He's now in Tampa Bay, but they bring in Rico Dowdle to kind of fill that void. They also add another legitimate wide receiver threat to complement DK Metcalf. So if we're talking about opportunity, it seems pretty slim for Caleb Johnson right now. I'm not ready to close the book on him entirely, but like if you're thinking a late round grab, I wouldn't bother. Wait for something and maybe try and make a claim. Might have to spend some coin if it happens on the waiver wire or something. But at first glance, I don't see much of an opportunity for him to have a substantial role.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a deep league, 12 team, and you're in towards the end and you're thinking maybe I'll just go for him. Maybe you have Rico Dowdle on the team, on your team, and you want him just in case. But yeah, it'd be a bit of a stretch, I would think. But I do like the player. Curtis says, I've been to Jager's Bar in Prague. Cool place full of his hockey memorabilia. Also has a 100% crystal Stanley Cup replica that was made in a Bohemian crystal factory. That's interesting. That sounds like what you'd expect from a bar owned by he. All the jerseys. He's played for so many teams. Crystal Stanley Cup. Very cool. He got the cup twice in Pittsburgh. And then he went back to the final with the Flyers, I want to say.
I don't think so.
When they lost to Chicago?
I don't think he was on that team.
Boston?
I don't think he was on that team.
Wow. Why do you got to squash my dreams and hopes like that? He played 22 games with the Bruins in the 2012-2013 playoffs. Would that be enough?
Bruins went to the finals in 11 and 15.
So he didn't get there. So
yeah, wasn't it Blackhawks over Bruins in 15? And in 13? Or no, it was 2013 because 15 was the Lightning, I think, if I'm recounting years correctly.
12-13, if I go through the Boston Bruins history. Lost in finals.
Yeah, you were right.
Nailed it. And he won with them in 10 and 11. Oh, no, he wasn't there. Sorry. I'm just looking at the Bruins history. Man, what a run. You talk about how sore you are playing hockey. I wonder how he's feeling when he gets up in the morning.
Yeah, but he's a beast. I'm a loser.
He is a beast. What's that stuff you put on yourself?
Voltaren.
He probably just bathed in it.
Well, if I had his money, I'd be able to afford enough Voltaren to just fill the bathtub with it and soak in it.
That's what I think he does.
But it's expensive, so that's a lot of Voltaren.
Phil says, when I was talking about Crosby, sounds like you're describing Macklin. Funny enough, as I say, like my mom's like favorite non-Oiler is Sidney Crosby. Her new favorite non-Oiler is Macklin Celebrini. He won her over when he did the no, I didn't get high stick.
Sportsmanship.
That's all it takes. Boys, can we take a minute and just appreciate the fact that Kyler Murray is going to work with Justin Jefferson, Addison, Jones, and Hawkinson? I'm a forever fan, so I like anything that they'll put together. I appreciate that, Hot Salsa. I like that move. But I'm a big fan of anyone going to the Minnesota Vikings and learning from their coaching staff. Do you like Kyler Murray in fantasy now, dude? Because we know that guy can make some plays with his feet.
He's an excellent thrower of the ball too, right? It's just a matter of sometimes I think his vision and the literal size disadvantage trying to see downfield and stuff appears to hold him back at times. But from an ability standpoint, I mean, this guy went first overall for a reason. He's incredibly talented. Staying healthy has been an issue. We talked about some of his other deficiencies. It's a great opportunity, no doubt. And when your competition is J.J. McCarthy, based on what we saw from J.J. McCarthy last year, I would not be surprised at all. In fact, I'm willing to bank on the fact that Kyler Murray will be this team's starting quarterback when they open the season here come August, September.
I would agree with you. Isn't it incredible that he was also the 9th overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft? Like,
yeah.
Now, it might show that the Athletics are not serious, because I think Kyler was pretty committed to football. He was playing at Oklahoma. But yeah, that's unbelievable.
They just wanted to give him an option. They're like, hey, here's, what's really cool? Oakland. And our owner who hates playing here.
Now, as I'm looking who's drafted in an all-star behind him, Logan Gilbert to the Mariners went. Shane McClanahan.
Good pitcher.
Bubich with the Royals. There's a few all-stars that probably would have taken ahead of him, but mostly it comes in like the second and third rounds. So was it the wrong pick? Probably. I would much rather play football than baseball. Hutz also said he's the most athletic quarterback today without question. Debate me. I don't think anyone would, to be honest with you, Hot Salsa. But athleticism doesn't win you football games all the time. And now he's on team 2. But I love the fit. I think it was and for the cost, for the Vikings, great move. Jane Victoria says, Todd Marchand was my Pod Colson back in the day. Loved how quick he was. Not the best hands. Yeah, that was a bit of a knock on him, but great penalty killer. Was always a threat, had incredible speed. And when it mattered, buried it.
Well, and then wasn't it, you can correct me because you were more around it at this time, when they drafted Cogliano, they were like, this is like Todd Marchand, but he can score.
He's got hands.
And then he couldn't really score, and he carved out himself an unbelievable career as a checking player, essentially, once he headed to Anaheim, and well beyond after that, won a cup with Colorado. Great player, but yeah, it's kind of funny how those type of things happen to repeat themselves a little bit.
And I do think that like going to Anaheim, and that's where he would start to play wing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that changed things a little bit for him. And yeah, what a career for Cogliano and Marchand, who's going to join Jason Greger today just after 2:00. Ooh, good call, MTR. Lamar Jackson might be more athletic than our good friend Kyler Murray. But Lamar Jackson was not drafted top 10 in the draft of Major League Baseball. Josh Allen, pretty good athlete too.
And they wanted him, he was so athletic, they wanted him to be a wide receiver.
You're right. Hey, this just in. NFL athletes, pretty athletic. That music means we're done. We'll be back in 23 hours, give or take. Up next, it is the Lowdown Flow Tide, followed by the Jason Greger. So make sure you keep it locked here on Sports 1440. Any text, 1-833-401-1440. Right now, we'll get to a Sports 1440 update with the Duke, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only in the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
In case you missed it earlier this morning, the NHL and NHLPA announcing that the World Cup of Hockey will return in 2028. Edmonton, Calgary, and Prague in the Czech Republic will serve as the host cities, with Calgary and Prague each hosting 7 games for the semifinals and final take place here in Edmonton at Rogers Place. 8 teams going to be competing in the field. 5 games tonight in the NHL. Red Wings hosting the Flames. Bruins are in Jersey. Kings up against the Rangers from MSG. Stars play the Mammoth, and the Penguins take on the Avalanche in the nightcap. In the association, 8-game slate, including Portland taking on the Nets from Brooklyn. Boston hosting Phoenix. Golden State is in Washington. Atlanta hosting Orlando. And the Clippers play San Antonio in the evening's finale. World Baseball Classic semifinal number 2 taking place today, with Venezuela up against Italy. First pitch coming just after 6 o'clock. And reports out of the NFL offseason. New York Jets trading quarterback Justin Fields to the Kansas City Chiefs in exchange for a 6th-round pick in 2027. And 6-time Pro Bowl cornerback Darius Slay announcing his retirement after 13 seasons. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brennan Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.